The acrid smoke choked the night sky over Willow Creek Ranch, turning the stars into smudged ghosts as flames licked the barn's weathered beams like hungry wolves. Alex Harlan stumbled out from the inferno, his boots slick with mud and blood from a gash on his forehead, clutching a singed photo of his late father, the only thing he'd salvaged from the heart of the blaze. In that split second, as sirens wailed in the distance, he locked eyes with the stranger racing toward him through the chaos. A man whose face he didn't know, but whose gaze promised something unbreakable. "You're not alone in this fight." Alex wiped soot from his eyes, the heat still radiating off his skin like a fever dream. Willow Creek wasn't just land. It was the stubborn heartbeat of his family's legacy, carved out of the rugged Montana plains by his grandfather in the dust of the Great Depression. Now, at 28, Alex was the last Harlan standing, and the fire that had just devoured half the hayloft felt less like an accident and more like a declaration of war. He'd spent the day arguing with the bank over loans that never came through, the weight of unpaid bills pressing harder than the summer sun. But this was sabotage. Whispered rumors from the neighboring spreads about that queer Harlan boy running things into the ground. The stranger, tall, broad-shouldered, with dark hair matted by sweat and a jaw set like granite, reached him first, grabbing Alex's arm with a grip that was firm but not crushing. "Hey, easy there. Name's Jordan Reyes. Fire department from Billings. You hurt bad." His voice cut through the roar like a lifeline, laced with that faint Texas drawl that spoke of wide-open spaces and secrets buried deep. Alex shook his head, though the world spun a little. "Just the barn. The horses, they're out, I think." Panic clawed at his chest, but Jordan's steady presence anchored him. Up close, Jordan was all contrasts. Hazel eyes that flickered with quiet intensity, a faded tattoo of a compass peeking from his rolled-up sleeve, and hands calloused from more than just hoses and axes. Alex had seen enough firefighters in his life to know the type. Heroes in the moment, ghosts by dawn. But this one lingered, scanning the horizon as if reading the flames like a map. As the crew arrived, barking orders and unfurling lines, Jordan stayed by Alex's side, helping him to the edge of the gravel drive where the ranch house loomed safe but shadowed. "This place, it's got history," Jordan said, nodding at the sprawling acres that stretched toward the Bitterroot Mountains. "Heard stories on the drive up. Harlan Ranch, right? Your dad was a legend in these parts." "Was?" Alex echoed, the word tasting like ash. His father, Tom Harlan, had died 2 years back from a heart attack in the saddle, leaving Alex to pick up the reins amid whispers that a city boy gone soft couldn't handle the dirt. Alex had grown up here, breaking colts and mending fences, but coming out as gay at 25 had turned neighbors into strangers overnight. The local feed stores still shorted him on supplies, and church potlucks skipped the Harlans like a bad debt. Tonight's fire? It smelled like payback. Jordan crouched beside him, pulling a flask from his jacket. "Water, not whiskey. Drink." Alex did, the coolness shocking his parched throat. For a moment, they sat in silence, the crackle of dying embers the only soundtrack. "Look, I don't know you, but fires like this, they don't start on their own. Arson squads coming at first light. You got enemies." Alex let out a bitter laugh. "Pick a direction." He glanced at Jordan, really looked this time, and felt a spark unrelated to the blaze, a pull, magnetic and unwelcome in its timing. Jordan's profile was sharp against the firelight, and there was something in his eyes, a guarded warmth that mirrored Alex's own walls. But trust was a luxury Alex couldn't afford, not with the ranch teetering on bankruptcy and his heart still raw from the last man who'd walked away calling him too complicated. By dawn, the investigators swarmed like crows, poking at charred beams and sifting through debris. Alex paced the porch, coffee going cold in his mug, while Jordan lingered on the fringes, his shift long over, but his truck still parked by the gate. "Can't leave till I know you're square," he'd said, and Alex hadn't argued. It was the first kindness in months that didn't come with strings. As the sun crested the peaks, casting long shadows over the singed fields, Chief Harlan, no relation, thank God, pulled Alex aside. "Preliminary says accelerant. Gasoline, maybe diesel. Ring any bells?" Alex's stomach dropped. The shed out back held just such cans, but they'd been locked tight. Someone had keys, or worse, knew how to pick them. His mind raced to Riley Tate, the ranch hand who'd quit last spring after Alex turned down his drunken advance, spitting slurs about faggots ruining good land. Or maybe it was Old Man Whitaker from the spread next door, who'd lost a boundary dispute and never forgiven the Harlan queer for winning in court. Jordan overheard, stepping in with a nod to the chief. "Mind if I stick around? Off the clock, but I've got a nose for this." The chief shrugged. Small-town departments were stretched thin, and Alex found himself nodding too, against his better judgment. There was safety in Jordan's stride, a quiet competence that eased the knot in his gut. The day blurred into a haze of statements and cleanup. Alex led Jordan through the ranch, pointing out the weak spots, the sagging fence lines where coyotes slipped through, the irrigation ditch clogged with last winter's snowmelt. "Dad always said this place would outlast us all," Alex murmured, kicking at a clod of earth. "But lately, it feels like it's fighting me." Jordan paused by the corral, watching a young mare snort at their approach. "Places like this, they test you. Break you if you're not careful." He reached out, letting the horse nuzzle his palm. "But look at her. She's got fire in her eyes. Reminds me of you." Alex flushed, turning away to hide it. Flirtation? Here? Now? It was absurd, but the air between them hummed with unspoken possibility. Jordan wasn't pushing, just there, like the mountains themselves, solid, unyielding. They worked side by side until dusk, hauling scorched hay bales to the burn pit, and in the quiet moments, stories slipped out. Jordan spoke of growing up in Austin, enlisting in the Marines after his brother died in a car wreck, finding solace in firefighting's adrenaline. "It's control in chaos," he said. "You?" Alex hesitated, then let it spill. The isolation of small-town queerness, the ache of burying his dad without a single "I love you" from the man who'd taught him to ride, but never to feel. He knew, I think. Never said it. Just stopped looking me in the eye. Jordan's hand brushed his shoulder, light as a breath. "That's on him, not you." The touch lingered, electric, and Alex pulled back, heart pounding. Desire was a spark he couldn't risk fanning, not with the ranch aflame in more ways than one. That night, as thunder rumbled over the plains, Alex bolted awake to pounding on the door. Jordan stood there, rain-slicked, eyes wild. "Arson team's got a lead. Found a cigarette, but with Tate's prints. He's in the wind, but word is he's holed up at Whitaker's." Alex grabbed his jacket, adrenaline surging. "We ride." It was reckless, 2 men against a storm and a grudge, but Jordan's grin was fierce. "Damn right." They tore across the back pastures in Jordan's truck, wipers slashing at the downpour, lightning etching their path in silver. The Whitakers' spread glowed like a beacon, and as they crested the hill, they saw it. Riley Tate, bottle in hand, torching a haystack in some drunken ritual of revenge. "For the ranch that took everything," he bellowed, flames leaping high. Alex leaped out, Jordan on his heels, tackling Tate to the mud before the fool could spread the fire. Fists flew, Riley's wild swings glancing off Jordan's guard, until Alex pinned him, knee to chest. "Why? The land? Or me?" Tate spat, eyes hateful. "Both. You think you can play house with your kind and keep what's ours?" Whitaker promised the spread if I handled it. Betrayal hit like a gut punch. Whitaker, the man who'd shaken his hand in court, all smiles and false piety. As sirens approached again, someone must have called it in. Jordan hauled Tate up, cuffing his wrists with zip ties from the glove box. "You're done," he growled, then turned to Alex, rain streaming down his face. "You okay?" Alex nodded, but the tremor in his limbs said otherwise. In the chaos, their hands clasped, slick and sure, and for the first time, the weight felt shared. But as the storm broke, so did the illusion of safety. Whitaker emerged from his porch, shotgun in hand, face twisted in the downpour. "This ain't over, Harlan." The words hung like smoke, a promise of more fires to come. As the deputies dragged Riley Tate away in cuffs, his curses echoing into the night, Alex stood drenched and defiant under the Whitaker porch light, Jordan a solid wall at his side. Old Man Whitaker lowered the shotgun just enough to glare, his face a map of weathered lines and unyielding scorn. "You got your proof now, boy? Or you gonna cry queer to the judge again?" The slur landed like a slap, but Alex held his ground, chin up. "Call it what you want. Harlan's been here longer than your grudge. Touch my land again, and it's not the law you'll face. Jordan's hand tightened on his arm. A warning or a brace, Alex couldn't tell, but the fire in those hazel eyes matched his own. Whitaker snorted, retreating into the shadows of his house. We'll see. The door slammed, and the rain swallowed the rest. Back at the ranch, they stripped off soaked layers by the wood stove, steam rising like ghosts. Alex tossed Jordan a towel, avoiding his gaze. Vulnerability clawed at him. Tonight's brawl had cracked open wounds he'd boarded up long ago. Thanks, he muttered, poking at the embers. For having my back. Jordan draped the towel over his shoulders, close enough that Alex caught the scent of rain and smoke on him. Clean, grounding. Wouldn't be anywhere else. He paused, voice dropping. That word he used. It'd eat at you. Alex's laugh was hollow. Every damn day. Grew up hearing it from kids on the bus, then from folks who'd known me since diapers. After Dad died, it got worse. Like I was the curse on this place. He sank onto the worn leather couch, the photo of his father clutched in one fist. Tom's smile in the picture was rare, genuine, from a fishing trip when Alex was 10, before the silence set in. Jordan sat beside him, not too close, respecting the invisible line. My old man was the same. Army vet, tough as nails. When I told him about liking guys, he didn't yell. Just left the room. Never came back, not really. He rubbed his tattoo absently, the compass needle pointing north, always seeking true. Enlisting was my out. Firefighting too. Run toward the burn instead of away. Alex met his eyes then, seeing the mirror of his own scars. What pulls you back? To places like this, after the smoke clears? Jordan's smile was small, rueful. People. The ones who stay and rebuild. His knee brushed Alex's, accidental but charged, and neither moved. The air thickened, heavy with what-ifs, until a crack of thunder shattered the moment. Get some rest. Tomorrow's for lawyers and loans. Sleep evaded Alex, his mind replaying the night's frenzy. Tate's torch, Whitaker's glare, Jordan's unyielding presence. By morning, the sun burned off the clouds, painting the ranch in gold, but the damage lingered, blackened earth scarring the fields like accusations. The bank called first, a curt voice demanding payment on the overdue note. Fire or no fire, Mr. Harlan, collateral's collateral. Alex hung up, fists clenched, and headed to the barn, or what was left. Volunteers from town trickled in, faces a mix of pity and suspicion. Mrs. Ellis from the diner with thermoses of soup, young Tommy Reed with his dad's hammer and nails. No one mentioned the slurs, but the side eyes said enough. Jordan arrived mid-morning, toolbox in hand, his department truck traded for a civilian jeep. Brought reinforcements, he said, jerking a thumb at the two guys unloading lumber. Fellow firefighters, off-duty and grinning like it was a picnic. Figured you'd need hands more than questions. Gratitude swelled in Alex's chest, sharp and unfamiliar. You didn't have to. Want to, Jordan replied simply, swinging a hammer with practiced ease. They worked in rhythm, nailing beams and hauling debris, sweat mixing with sawdust. In lulls, conversation flowed easy, favorite trails in the Bitterroots, the best dive bar in Billings, the way a well-broke horse could read your soul. Jordan shared a story of a warehouse blaze in Texas, pulling a kid from the rubble, the rush of breath returning like grace. Alex countered with foaling a mare at midnight, the miracle of new life in the quiet. By afternoon, the skeleton of a new stall took shape, and Alex felt the ranch stir, resilient under their touch. But peace fractured when a dusty pickup rumbled up the drive. Lila Voss, the local reporter for the Montana Gazette, notebook in hand. Alex Harlan, Lila Voss, mind a few words on the fire? Communities buzzing. Alex tensed, but Jordan stepped forward, charm dialed up. He's got work, ma'am. But if it's the arson angle, Tate's in custody. Whitaker's place was ground zero for the second blaze. Lila's eyes sharpened, pen flying. Second? And you are? Jordan Reyes, assisting. He glanced at Alex, a silent check-in. The interview dragged, Lila probing with honeyed barbs. Any truth to rumors of internal conflicts on the ranch? Tate was your hand, right? Alex's jaw tightened. Code for his orientation, the town's open secret. Conflicts happen. Doesn't make him newsworthy. She smiled all teeth. Folks care about their neighbors, Alex. Especially when legacies are at stake. Her gaze flicked to Jordan, speculative. And new faces in town? Always stir interest. As she drove off, Alex rounded on Jordan. Great. Now the whole county'll think you're my rebound knight. Jordan chuckled, low and warm. Let em. Better than thinking you're alone. He wiped his brow, then sobered. She's fishing. For the queer angle, maybe. To sell papers. Alex nodded, the truth stinging. Always is. Last piece she ran called me the bachelor heir. Subtle as a sledge. They fell quiet, the weight of exposure settling. That evening, over canned chili heated on the stove, Jordan broached it. You ever think about leaving? Bigger pond, less stairs. Every day, Alex admitted, stirring the pot. But this is home. Dad's ghost, the dirt under my nails. It's me. Can't run from that. He ladled a bowl, handing it over. You? Billings got room for a drifter like you. Jordan's fork paused. Drifter? Nah. I'm chasing steady. A crew that feels like family. A view that doesn't close in. His eyes held Alex's, intent. Maybe a reason to plant roots. The words hung, a bridge half-built. Alex's pulse quickened, the pull undeniable now. Jordan's laugh lines. The way he listened like every word mattered. But trust was a full skittish at the halter. One wrong move, and it'd bolt. Careful, Alex warned, half to himself. Roots here come with thorns. Night fell soft, stars reclaiming the sky. They parted at the guest room door, Jordan's borrowed space, with a nod. But Alex lay awake, the floorboards creaking under his restlessness. Outside, the wind whispered through the pines, carrying echoes of flames and first touches. The next week blurred into a grind. Insurance adjusters nitpicking claims, lawyers drafting suits against Whitaker and Tate. Alex threw himself into repairs, dawn to dark, Jordan a constant shadow. Fixing the well pump one day, riding fence with him the next. Their rhythm deepened, silences comfortable, banter sharp. Jordan had a way of seeing the ranch's bones, suggesting crop rotations Alex's dad had ignored, turning deficits to strengths. One crisp morning, as frost rimed the grass, they saddled up for the upper pastures. The mare, Ember, named for her temper, took to Jordan like kin, and Alex watched, envy twisting sweet. She's picky, he said, mounting his gelding buck. Likes men who don't flinch. Jordan grinned, wheeling Ember close. Good judge. They rode out, the trail winding through aspen groves turning gold, conversation meandering to dreams deferred. Jordan confessed enlisting to escape a closeted crush on his best friend, the Marines a closet of their own. Don't ask, don't tell long repealed, but scars deep. Came out stateside, but small towns. They're minefields. Alex nodded, sharing his own. The summer festival kiss behind the hay bales, caught and outed at 16, the exile that followed. Lost friends. Kept the land. Their horses synced strides, knees brushing, and Alex felt the thaw, walls crumbling under steady warmth. At the ridge overlook, they dismounted, the valley sprawling below like a promise. Jordan unpacked sandwiches from his saddlebag, a surprise. Picnic. Figured you forget to eat. Alex took one, their fingers grazing. Sneaky. They ate in companionable quiet. Then Jordan turned serious. Heard from the chief. Tate's talking. Says Whitaker paid him to scare you off. Start with vandalism, escalate to fire. Motive? That boundary line. But there's more. Something about your dad owing him. Alex's blood chilled. Dad? He settled that years ago. Doubt flickered. Tom's ledgers were meticulous, but grief had blurred memories. Jordan's hand covered his, grounding. We'll dig. Together. The touch ignited, slow burning. Alex didn't pull away, leaning in instead, foreheads touching in a moment suspended. Why me? He whispered. You could walk, no strings. Because you're worth the strings, Jordan murmured, breath mingling. Their lips met tentative, then sure. A kiss tasting of salt and sage, sealing a pact unspoken. It was brief, reverent, pulling back with eyes locked, promises etched in irises. But descent brought reality. A rider cresting the far hill, binoculars glinting. Scout. Or paranoia. Alex spurred buck faster, Jordan matching, the bubble of intimacy pierced. Back at the ranch, Lila Voss waited, her article already circulating online. Arson at historic ranch. Feud or family curse? Subtle digs at Alex's unconventional life. Photos of the fire with captions hinting at neglect. Comments flooded. Prayers for real men to save Willow Creek. Slurs veiled as concern. Alex slammed the laptop shut, fury boiling. She's poison. Jordan scrolled his phone, face grim. And Whitaker's lawyered up. Motion to dismiss, claiming harassment. The hits kept coming. A vet bill for a colic horse, feed prices spiking, a fence line cut overnight. Paranoia rooted deep and trust frayed at edges. That night, over whiskey, real this time, Alex confronted the ghost between them. This, us, it's timing shit. Ranch first, always. Jordan nodded, glass midway to lips. I get it, but don't shut me out. I'm not here for a fling. Words hung heavy, and Alex reached across, fingers lacing. Then stay. Fight with me. Dawn brought alliance, but dusk delivered twist. A letter in the mail, Tom's handwriting, postmarked years old. Son, if you're reading this, forgive the delay. Whitaker's claim. It's blood. Your ma's kin-owed him, and I covered with land I shouldn't have. Sell or face the fire, literal or not. Signed with love, the first ever. Betrayal reshaped. Dad's silence wasn't rejection, but protection from debts that could bury them. Tears stung as Alex showed Jordan, who pulled him close. No words needed. We'll rewrite it. Your legacy, not his. But the letter ignited more. Whitaker's call that night, voice oily. Got the note. Join the family potluck tomorrow. Settle like men. Trap or truce? Alex agreed, Jordan at his back. The potluck loomed, a battlefield of casseroles and concealed knives. The Whitaker homestead buzzed under strings of Edison bulbs. Picnic tables groaning with Jell-O salads and brisket, the air thick with charcoal smoke and forced cheer. Alex pulled up in his truck, Jordan shotgun, both in pressed shirts, armor against the stairs. Remember, Alex murmured, engine ticking cool, eyes open, smile sharp. Jordan squeezed his knee, steady. Got you. They stepped into the fray, greetings laced with honeyed barbs. Mrs. Whitaker enveloped Alex in a hug too tight, whispering, so brave, coming after all this unpleasantness. Her eyes slid to Jordan. And who's this handsome helper? Jordan Reyes, he said, handshake firm. Here to lend a hand. The crowd parted like the Red Sea, whispers trailing. The rancher and his mystery man, fodder for gossip mills. Lila Voss hovered by the punch bowl, notebook discreet, but her smile said she'd chronicle every glance. Riley Tate was absent, jail-bound, but his shadow lingered in sidelong looks. Whitaker clapped Alex on the back, too hearty. Glad you made it, son. Water under the bridge, eh? Grab a plate. He steered them to the grill, where steaks sizzled and talk turned to land. Your pa and I, we go way back. Debt's settled, but family's family. Alex forked a bite, chewing slow. Letter said otherwise. Ma sighed. Whitaker's fork paused, eyes narrowing. Old history. Nothing a signature won't fix. He slid a folder across the table. Deeds. Blurred lines redrawn in his favor. Sign, and Willow Creek stays yours. Minus the North 40. Jordan tensed beside him, but Alex played cool. Generous. What's the catch? No catch. Just neighbors helping neighbors. But his gaze lingered on their joined hands under the table, disdain flickering. Though some say you've got distractions. The slur unspoken, but felt. Alex's grip tightened on the pen Whitaker offered, ink hovering. Flashback hit. Tom's office, ledgers locked, Dad's face drawn. Not yours to give away. Young Alex had protested a boundary push. Tom's reply. Some fights ain't worth the blood. He set the pen down. Appreciate the offer. But Harlan's hold their own. Murmurs rippled, Whitaker's face purpling. Fool boy. Like your pa, stubborn to the grave. The potluck soured fast after that. Conversations icing over. Lila cornered Jordan by the dessert table. Off the record, how to Billings hotshot end up playing ranch hand. Romance in the ruins. Jordan's laugh was easy, deflecting. Duty calls. Alex is good people. But her pen scratched, undeterred. As dusk fell, fireworks cracked. County tradition, but the real explosion brewed. A pickup roared up, tires spinning gravel. Tommy Reed, the kid from repairs, face ashen. Alex. Fence lines down, cows in the creek. Sabotage, looks like. Whitaker's men shifted, hands to belts. But Alex was already moving, Jordan keys in hand. Stay, Alex told the crowd, voice steel. This ends tonight. They raced back, beams bouncing, hearts syncopated. At the creek, chaos. Cattle lowing, mud churning to soup, wires snipped clean. Bolt cutters, Jordan cursed, wading into herd. Alex lassoed a stray, muscles screaming. But as they pushed the last bovine to safety, headlights pierced the dark. Whitaker's boys, 3 strong, faces mean. Evening, Harlan. The leader drawled, shotgun propped casual. Heard you needed help. Alex straightened, dripping. We got it. Turn around. Laughter barked, but Jordan stepped forward, calm lethal. Drop the hardware. Sheriff's en route. Bluff called. Their radios crackled with dispatch, but it escalated quick. A shove, a swing, fists in the fray. Alex took a boot to the ribs, breath whooshing, but Jordan was fury unleashed, disarming one with a marine twist, tackling another into the shallows. Alex joined, adrenaline pure, landing a haymaker that split lip. Sirens wailed close, deputies spilling out to cuff the trio. Whitaker arrived last, feigning shock. Misunderstanding, officers. Boys got carried away. But evidence mounted. Tools in their truck matching the cuts, Tate's confession naming them. As dawn broke, Whitaker faced charges, conspiracy, the works, and Alex, bruised but unbowed, watched him led away. Back home, the ranch house quiet, Jordan patched Alex's knuckles with antiseptic, touch gentle. You fought good. We did. Alex caught his wrist, pulling him close. The kiss this time was deeper, unhurried. Exploration, affirmation. Hands roamed shirts, mapping scars, but stopped at edges, emotion the true fire. Stay. Alex breathed against his neck. Not just tonight. Jordan's arms tightened, vow in the hold. As long as you'll have me. Weeks healed slow, ribs taped, fences mended, headlines shifting from scandal to ranch rises. Harlan's prevail. The bank's note refinanced, insurance payout bolstering, and volunteers returned. Genuine now, slurs silenced by proof. Lila's follow-up gushed redemption, even apologizing over coffee. Got it wrong. You're the story. But peace was tentative. One evening, as snow dusted the peaks early, Alex found a box in the attic. Tom's letters, unsent, spilling regrets. Feared losing you to my mistakes, one read. Proud son. Always. Tears fell, shared with Jordan by the fire, mending generational rifts. Spring thawed the ground, and with it, commitments. Jordan transferred to the local station, roots digging deep. Their first date proper, a trail ride to the ridge, picnic redux, sealed it. Rings unspoken, but hands clasped eternal. Yet twists lingered. A call from Austin, Jordan's ex, Marcus, the high school ghost, dying, seeking closure. Come say goodbye, the voice pleaded. Jordan wavered, old guilt surfacing. What if I can't let go? Alex's heart clenched, but he pushed. Go. Heal. I'll be here. Jordan left for a week, silence stretching, Alex riding alone, doubts galloping. Return brought truth. Marcus's peace. No rekindle, just farewell. You're my north, Jordan said, compass tattoo renewed in ink on Alex's skin, matching. Summer scorched, ranch thriving. Embers full-born strong, North 40 reclaimed. Community mended too. Potlucks inclusive, church nods welcoming. But climax crested in a storm. Lightning striking the new barn, flames reborn. Deja vu gripped as Alex raced out, Jordan hosing lines. This time, unity, neighbors pouring in, buckets and hearts aligned. They saved it, embers quenched by dawn, and in the hush, Alex knelt in the ash, Jordan beside. From ruins, we rise. Love, forged in fire, burned eternal, unbreakable, unchained. The potluck's tension coiled tighter as Whitaker's offer hung in the air, the folder like a serpent on the table. Alex's mind raced. Sign, insecurity, refuse, and war. Jordan's foot nudged his under the table, a silent anchor, and Alex slid the papers back. North 40's Harlan blood. No deal. Whitaker's chuckle was mirthless, drawing eyes. Blood. Your ma was Voss kin, my wife's cousin. Debts in the veins, boy. Gasps rippled. Lila's pen scratched furious. Alex's world tilted. Ma, gone to cancer when he was 12. Her stories of Uncle Walt in Billings, not here. Lie or leverage? Prove it, Alex challenged, voice steady despite the quake inside. Whitaker leaned in, breath sour. Family Bible back home. Entries clear as day. Signed, or I drag it to court. Your lifestyle under microscope. The threat landed, veiled homophobia, sharpening the blade. Jordan's chair scraped, hand on Alex's shoulder. Threats won't hold. Let's go. They rose, but the crowd stirred, old grudges surfacing. Harlan's always took more than gave, a rancher muttered. Mrs. Ellis clucked sympathy, but her eyes darted. Lila snapped photos, the flash a gunshot. Outside, air crisp, Jordan exhaled. Bastards bluffing. Or not. Alex leaned against the truck, pulse thundering. Ma never mentioned him. But if. Then we check. Tomorrow. Jordan's thumb brushed his jaw, intimate in the shadows. You're not facing this solo. Homeward, stars wheeled overhead, conversation dissecting the night. He's isolating you, Jordan said, playing on fears. Alex nodded, vulnerability cracking. Always have. Coming out. It was like painting a target. Dad's silence. Thought it was shame. Now debt. Jordan pulled over at the ranch gate, engine idling. Shame's his, not yours. He cupped Alex's face, kiss fierce, claim, comfort. We're the story now. Sleep came fitful, dreams of flames and faded ink. Morning brought the Bible, borrowed from the county library's genealogy shelf, Voss line traced. No Whitaker tie. Ma's uncle was a baker in Missoula. Forge, Jordan wondered, but Alex saw strategy, doubts sown, to weaken resolve. Lawyer confirmed. Circumstantial. Push back hard. Push they did, affidavits flying, but Whitaker countered with witnesses, Tate's cronies, swearing boundary talks. Media frenzy peaked, Lila's pieces veering tabloid, Ranch Romeo, or Ruin? Photos of Alex and Jordan riding close, captions sly. Isolation bit deep. Volunteers thinned, feed deliveries delayed. One night, alone, Jordan on shift. Alex cracked, whiskey bottle half empty. Tom's photo stared back. What did I miss, Dad? Knock startled. Tommy Reed, awkward at the door. Saw the light. Ma sent pie. And, sorry for the talk. You're okay, Alex. Small grace, but it stuck. Thanks, kid. Means something. Fall deepened, leaves crimson, and with it, Jordan's past resurfaced. Letter from Austin. Marcus, ex and ghost, hospitalized. Cancer, stage 4. Wants to see you, the note read. Clear the air. Jordan paced the kitchen, torn. We ended bad. He said things, called me running from truth. What if it's regret? Alex's chest tightened, jealousy a thorn, but love trumped. Truth's now. Go if it closes doors. Departure ached, days empty. Alex rode hard, pushing Buck to exhaustion, doubts whispering. Rebound or real? Ranch work filled voids, foaling prep, winter stores, but nights echoed. Return. Jordan at dawn, duffel dropped, face lined but light. He's gone. Peace made, no what-ifs. Said to tell you. You're the brave one. Embrace crushed, sobs silent. Missed you. Missed home. Jordan echoed, meaning him. Winter gripped, snow blanketing sins. They built snow forts with Tommy's help, community skate on the frozen creek. Prejudice thawed slow, church pastor nodding at services, diner stools saved. But spring storm brewed climax, nor'easter raging, barn thunderstruck. Alex woke to crackle, Jordan bolting beside. Not again. Flames danced high, wind feeding fury. Alex freed horses, Jordan called aid, but isolation struck, roads closed, help hours out. Bucket brigade, just them, neighbors rousing late. Lila arrived, filming, Tommy hauled hoses. As roof caved, Alex charged in for tack. Irreplaceable, Dad's saddle. And beam fell, pinning leg. Pain exploded, but Jordan there, lifting, roaring. Hold on. Pulled free, barn lost, but lives spared. They collapsed in snow, sirens finally wailing. Hospital, sprain, smoke inhalation, but whole. Whitaker's trial followed, guilty on all. Arson, conspiracy. Sentence, years, ranch fined but boundaries firm. Alex testified, voice unbroken. Fire takes, but doesn't define. Summer bloomed. Embers colt gambling. North 40 plowed fresh. Jordan proposed under ridge oaks. Rings simple. Compass etched. North with me. Yes, Alex breathed, forever sealed. From ashes, love rose. Tenacious, triumphant. The summer sun baked the Montana plains into a golden haze, but under it, Willow Creek Ranch pulsed with new life. Alex Harlan leaned on the corral fence, watching Jordan Reyes break in the colt. Ember's boy, a leggy chestnut with fire in his step. Jordan's commands were soft, coaxing, the horse responding like it knew trust earned was trust kept. Alex smiled, the sight easing the ache in his healing leg, a reminder of the storm that had nearly taken everything. 6 months since the trial, and the dust had settled. Whitaker behind bars, Tate turning state's evidence for a lighter sentence, the North 40 legally theirs. The bank had restructured the loan, insurance checks cleared, and the community. Well, it was mending. Mrs. Ellis's pies came weekly now, no strings, and Tommy Reed had signed on as full-time hand, his enthusiasm a bomb. Even Lila Voss had pivoted to puff pieces, ranch revival, love and labor rebuild legacy. Her byline almost apologetic. But scars lingered, invisible ones. Alex woke some nights to phantom smoke, Jordan's arms his anchor. Their engagement was quiet, no fanfare, just the ring on Alex's finger, a silver band with north-pointing arrow, matching Jordan's tattoo. Wedding plans whispered, small, under the ridge oaks, vows exchanged with the mountain's witness. One afternoon, as they branded the new calves, smoke from the iron a controlled burn, no chaos, Tommy wiped sweat, grinning. You two make it look easy. Ranchant, you know. Jordan chuckled, pressing the iron home. Ain't easy, just worth it. He glanced at Alex, eyes crinkling, and the world narrowed to that look. Love, hard won. But peace fractured with a letter, from Austin, Marcus's sister. He left something for Jordan. Personal. Come if you can. Jordan's face drained, old ghosts rattling. Didn't think it was done. Alex nodded, masking the twinge. Road trip? Ranch'll hold. They drove south, plains giving way to hill country scrub, tension thick as humidity. Jordan drummed the wheel, stories spilling. Marcus the golden boy, high school football star, their fumbling kisses in truck beds, the blow-up when Jordan enlisted, running from me, from us? Marcus had accused. From fear, Jordan admitted now. Of him, of town. Austin welcomed Sticky, the sister's house a bungalow sagging with vines. She handed over a box, letters, a watch, photos faded. He regretted the anger. Said you were his North Star, even when lost. Jordan's throat bobbed, tears unshed. Tell him. Thanks. Drive back was catharsis, burdens shed. Closed, Jordan said at a diner stop, hand over Alex's. You're my always. Fall harvest brought bounty. Hay baled high, apples from the orchard pressed to cider. Community fair loomed, booths, rides, the chance to stand unbowed. Alex entered Ember in the cutting horse class, Jordan coaching from the stands. She placed second, ribbon blue, and the crowd's cheers felt earned, no undercurrent. But twist turned at the fair. Whitaker's nephew, young hothead named Clay, cornered Alex by the beer tent. Uncle's rotting cause of you. Queers like you. Jordan materialized, arm barring. Walk away, kid. Or join him. Clay sneered, but backed off, muttering. Later, Sheriff pulled Alex aside. Heard threats. Watch your back. Vigilance returned, patrols doubled, but love fortified. Nights by the fire, they planned. Expand the herd, ecotourism for steady cash, gay-friendly ranch stays, subtle outreach. Winter's first snow fell soft, blanketing sins. Christmas, tree trimmed with Tom's ornaments. Jordan's family video calling from Texas. Ma Reyes tearful, bring him home soon. Vows renewed in quiet, rings kissed. Spring fold hope, another colt, ranch thriving. Wedding day dawned clear, oaks arching. Guests few, Tommy best man, Mrs. Ellis matron, Lila snapping tasteful shots. Alex in boots and BOLO, Jordan crisp denim. Pastor, new, open, spoke of enduring flames, loves refined. I do. They echoed, kiss ceiling under cheers. From fire's forge, their story rose, eternal, ash to blaze. Years wove on, Willow Creek a beacon. Alex and Jordan adopted a boy from Billings foster. Little Sam, 6, with wide eyes and coltish energy, learning ropes under their guidance. Prejudice faded to footnotes. Town evolving. Their union a quiet revolution. But drama simmered. A developer eyeing the valley for condos, offering millions. Progress, the suit said. Alex refused, Jordan backing. This is legacy. Fight ensued. Petitions, town halls, climaxing council vote. Neighbors swaying to preserve. Victory sweet, but personal storm brewed. Sam's questions. Why stares at the store? Truth-telling gentle, love the lesson. Some fear different. We show strong. High point. Anniversary ride to the ridge. Sam on his pony, family whole. From under fire, love rose, unquenchable. The developer's shadow lingered longer than expected, boardrooms buzzing with buyout bids dressed as community benefits. Alex paced the kitchen, maps spread, Jordan at the table with Sam coloring fence lines. They'll lowball till we crack, Alex said, rubbing temples. Jordan rose, hands on shoulders. We don't. Call the Alliance. Environmental groups. Ranchers United. Strategy sessions filled evenings, Sam asleep to tales of cowboy heroes. Lila jumped in, her blog amplifying. Save the Bitterroot. Voices from the soil. Petitions surged, town hall packed. Clash peaked. Hearing night. Suits versus Stetsons. Developer droned ROI, but Alex spoke heart. This land birthed us, broke us, healed us. It's not for sale. Jordan added. Fires teach. What burns hot rises stronger. Vote. Nay, resounding. Cheers erupted, hugs fierce. Afterglow. Summer barbecue. Whole town. Sam toasting dads and dirt. Laughter healed last cracks. Legacy secured. Love's flames steady. Through ash, always.